Good evening, my fellow friends, my fellow believer. It is a great opportunity. It is a great privilege to be in the studios of the Evangelist Ministry and preach the gospel to all of you, my friends. From the studios of the Evangelist Ministry, we spread the good news about Jesus Christ and His saving grace. Our mission, the mission of this ministry, is to lead people into a growing relationship with Jesus Christ. If this morning we can open our Bible and we read the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2, verse 11 to the 17, and read this way. Then I look and all the works that my hand has done, and on the labor in which I had toiled. And indeed, all was vanity and grasping for the wind. There was no profit under the sun. The end of the wise and the fool. Then I told myself, consider wisdom and madness and folly. For what can the man do who succeeds the king? Only what he has already done. Then I saw the wisdom excel folly, as light excel darkness. The wise man's eyes are in his head, but the fool walks in darkness. Yet I myself perceive that the same event happened to them all. So I said in my heart, as it happened to the fool, it's also happened to me. And why was I then more wise? Then I say in my heart, this also is vanity. For there is no more remembrance of the wise than of the fool forever, since all that now is will be forgotten in the days to come. And how thus a wise man died as a fool. Therefore I hate life, because the work that was done under the sun was distressing to me. For all is in vanity and grasping for the wind. My dear friends, the subject of this evening is enjoying life. King Solomon said, then I look and all the works that my hand has done, and on the labor in which I had toiled. And indeed all was vanity and grasping for the wind. There was no profit under the sun. Seeing everything he has accomplished so hard, he saw that nothing made sense. It was like chasing the wind. There was absolutely nothing worthwhile anywhere. King Solomon has the wisdom and resources to accomplish everything he wants to do. But my friends, the object pursued did not give him any satisfaction in his life. Not only was King Solomon the wisest man who ever lived in this life. In 1 King chapter 3 verse 12 said, "Behold, I have done according to your words. See, I have given you a wise and understanding heart, so that there has not been any one like you before you, nor shall any like you arise after you." Wow. King Solomon not only was King Solomon, the wisest man who ever lived, he was also blessed with wealth beyond imagination, beyond our imagination, and the privilege of building God's temple. So, we might expect him to know deep contentment. But let's think about what he said in the whole text. He said that the uselessness of pleasure, the uselessness that return to man, the pleasure. We see controversy between the wise and the fool, which means the work after so much effort by well pay that is. In searching for the deep fulfillment, King Solomon, devoted himself to exploring all kind of things, my friends. This King Solomon, in searching for the deep fulfillment, Solomon dedicated himself to exploring all kinds of things. Ecclesiastes tells us that he indulged in the pleasure of the world. Even dabbling in pursuit, he recognized as fully to see if there was anything worthwhile in them. Now, my friends, but the satisfaction Solomon saw evaded him. And he concluded that self-indulgence was without value at the end of his life. But my friends, to feel content, just to feel content, the King Solomon tried another avenue as personal achievement. He undertook great projects, such as building houses for himself, improving the environment with gardens and parks, carrying out an extensive irrigation project. The king had everything he could ever need to enjoy life. But in the end, concluded it was all without meaning. You see, all of that happened when we start to move away from God. All of this happened, my dear friend, when we start to put God on the side. When we start to forsake God. And start all our personal avenues. King Solomon tried another avenue. Personal achievement. It's happened to us sometime, my friend. He undertook great projects. We take great projects. Building houses for himself. The king King Solomon has everything he could ever need to enjoy life. But at the end, he concluded it was all without meaning. Now, my dear friends, let's think about this. The story that I just told you has a familiar ring, doesn't it? Don't you feel like your life, your personal life, is just like King Solomon? Sometimes you conclude that at the end everything is without meaning. Let's think about the story has a familiar ring, doesn't it? In 1 King 3:12, the Bible said, "Behold, I have done according to your words. See, I have given you a wise and understanding heart, so that there has not been anyone like you before you, nor shall any like you arise after you." This is what God is telling Solomon. But even at the end of his life, he said he concluded it was all without meaning. So much money, so much power. And at the end, he wasn't a happy man. Why? Because he turned away from God. His heart turned away from God. And without God, my friends, life is different. Our world has many highly educated and successful people, my friends. Because I see that technology is so advanced, my friends. So our world has many highly educated and successful people, but there is also much dissatisfaction in their heart, my friends. But there is also much dissatisfaction with life, my friends. Our culture pursues pleasure and does not accept limit on its passion. Sadly, my dear friends, sadly, it was all without meaning. Sadly, such a lack of restraint has ruined countless lives, my friends. Then, at the end, destruction, moral destruction, mental destruction, because at the end, we conclude that self-indulgence was without value. At the end, we conclude that it was all without meaning, because we have not the joy of the Lord in our personal life. This morning, my dear friend, we can get to a conclusion. Solomon has the wisdom and resources to accomplish whatever he chooses to do it. Let's think about that. Yet, the goals he pursued brought to lasting satisfaction. Let's think about it. Yet, the goals he pursued brought no lasting satisfaction. He concluded that the best course was to obey God. Conclude my goals. Conclude God's word. Or conclude God's way. We have two choices, my friends. Which one do you going to choose this evening? You see, in Ecclesiastes 12:13 said, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandment, for this is man's all. If God is not in your plans, if God is not in your heart, if God is not in your goals, you will conclude. I tell you right now, you will conclude that everything you do is without meaning. And this evening, I want you to think about, is God's way or no way at all? I want this evening you to think, what are you going to do? Are you doing God's goal or your own personal goal? Let's think about the king tried another avenue, a personal achievement. He undertook great projects, but at the end was all without meaning. But because without God in our personal life, life is without meaning, without purpose. Good evening, and God bless you. And God bless you all. And God bless America. Because America is a wonderful place to live. God bless you, my friends. And God bless America. Because America is the America of my dream. Have a good night, everyone.